Hello. Welcome to today. Let's tune in and see what messages come what may. Okay, buddy. It's that time. 1 second. We're back. Hi, welcome to today. Yes. Let's see what is coming up for us on this gorgeous day. A new opportunity to seize the day, to engage with love, with hope, with vision, with intention, with forgiveness. What are we forgiving today? Oh, the little fluffy muffin. Forgiveness. Spirit wants us to reassess forgiveness. There's still areas within that need to be forgiven. Forgiveness. For sake of givingness, those who can forgive will be granted forgiveness. Anyone who has ever been able to truly forgive another knows the wonderful peace that spreads out within. It is as if heaven is embracing us for long moments. It may be a big step to forgive the other person for what they have done. Maybe it was a particularly unpleasant act that left a deep wound in your heart. Yet, there is no use continuing to grumble or feel sorry for yourself. Those who cannot forgive place themselves above the other. They take themselves more seriously than the angels in their selflessness teach us. They take themselves more serious than the angels in their selflessness teach us. Love is the key. Those who forgive hold in their hands for a moment the key to true love. The reward is a deep peace. Yes. And this is what we were talking about before with forgiveness, right? It is for your heart. It is for your nervous system. When you are holding, carrying grudges and resentments and ill will towards others, you're holding it within inside of your body, right? So it's only affecting you. And a lot of the times, because we don't know to communicate towards resolution, we haven't learned that in our various stages, right? We tend to carry this stuff around. The other one doesn't even know. The other one doesn't even know that there's an issue. And so you're holding this feeling, which is like a poison in your well inside of you. All for naught. All for naught, right? My mom had an instance with my cousin where my cousin got all up in her face and was like, "You're not the boss of me," or it was something like that. My cousin was 18 at the time. And, it was something like 10 years later or something like that. So my cousin's now 28 and had a kid and, gone through many life changes. Well, my mom was still like, I don't know about her, how she talked to me that one time 10 years ago, and I'm just like, come on, Mom, there's been a lot of time that has passed, a lot of changing, But my mom was talking about it and reacting and feeling the wound of it as if it had just happened. And so in her mind, it was still 10 years ago. And this is how this can trap us, right? We get caught up in this one instance that we never directly confronted or sought to resolve, yet we still hold it, and it literally only affects you, right? And I think I might have, I don't know, I think it was along the lines like, my cousin never thought about that instance again, right? And just has gone and lived her life. So for 10 years, my cousin's just been living, evolving, growing, whatever. And my mom had been stuck 10 years ago at or on that instance, right? And this affects mind, body, and soul for naught, right? If my mom would have found peace or resolution for herself, she could have released that and, not have been blocked off 10 years later or whatever. So, yes, forgiveness. Okay, forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Because the temptation is to revisit the past, to go back, to stay stuck, to identify with the version of self that you were back then. So to forgive is to release the past, the things that don't matter in the big picture, right? The big picture is your emotional peace, your inner peace. And so release everything that counteracts your peacefulness. Okay, let's see what the Actuarians want to add to this forgiveness. Emergence. Emerge or emergence. Or something else entirely. Okay, what do we got here? Well, yeah. Well, you're on this side, are you? There it is. Whoop! Emergence. The energy of emergence help you leave your cocoon once and for all without feeling doubt or insecure. Now you can spread your wings and show who you really are, okay? So the last few tethers that may be holding you back is this connection to the past, forgivement, okay? So whether it's forgiving past versions of self that you are holding responsible, it's okay to take responsibility, but also bring it into your now, right? Something about that, and releasing. Bring it in your now and release before. Something like that. Okay. We want to step out 100%, right? So get your percentages right. Okay, something about that. Let's see what the runes I'm going to add to this. The other thing that's standing out to me is the luck, the 4-leaf clover here. And this end of the rainbow. It's like because you spotted this lucky clover, it brought you closer to the end of the rainbow, the pot at the end of the rainbow. So something about this release, right? This lightning for you to lift, to rise, this leaving the cocoon, the releasing the old ways that would confine you, that would cause the pressure, right? It's like the diamond leaving the mountain, right? The coal existed within the mountain, enduring the pressure and the heat for its transformation. And then now it sits on a beautiful ring, right? Or earrings or a tooth. I don't know. I don't know what people do with their diamonds. Okay, stick them on their back. This is about legacy. It's about what you're leaving behind. This is about the hermit crab, right? Who uses their shell until they find and until they grow too big for it, and then they switch their shell up, right? And then the next generation that is the appropriate size takes over. And so it's about what you take over and how you leave it, right? The effects, your lasting effects. Something like that. Okay. Let's look it up. How about Othala? Home, inheritance, group prosperity, heritage, and ancestors. Look at the beautiful home the little hermit crab has inherited from the crab that came before him. If each generation treats this shell with delicacy and contributes their own positive acts of care, upkeep, and enhancement, the ancestral property will remain strong and give strength to the lineage going forward. Othala asks you to look at your place in time and space. Look both in terms of the inheritance coming to you and the inheritance you will leave behind. It calls for the wise management of resources. Okay, mindful engagement and vision, right? You need to see the big picture and then take the steps necessary to get there. So, emerging from the old confinements, also this ancestral, right? When we move into the old generational, when we receive the old generational baggage, right? Treasures, for carry forwards, right? It's up to that generation to edit, to go through, to restore, to release, to bury, to refine, and then leave that for the next generation. So forgiveness is huge because as generational ancestral pattern breakers, there are many things we need to leave behind in order to evolve, right? And grudge holding may be one of those deeply ingrained ancestral patterns, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, this creates isolation and alienation because we're creating narratives that justify separation. Something like that. Okay. So we've got boundaries. Oh, and transformation. Beautiful confirmation. Yeah, the end of those alienating ways, right? The end of the alienating ways, the transformation, you emerging transformed. This validates the whole relocation. The coal transformed into a diamond no longer needs to exist in that environment anymore. It's outgrown it. It's time to find a bigger shell. Okay. Forgive all the things you did and didn't do as well. You may look back at that place and think, oh, there's so many things I could have done differently, or there's so many things whatever, right? This coulda, woulda, shoulda regret. When we don't release before we make the move, we take that with us. So free yourself from confines of the past and emerge renewed. Okay, renewed and balanced in all of your aspects. Something that requires peace in your nervous system, a peaceful heart. This is what your ancestors missed out on in all their grudge holding, spiteful ways, right? They held poison within themselves. What do they say? What's that thing? Revenge or holding a grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die or something like that. Something like that. Okay, so we're balanced. We're coming out balanced, emergence, the process of. Okay. Okay. Really? Okay. Into beautiful partnerships. So sometimes in family lines, most times, I guess, there's the inversion of the masculine and the feminine. So the oppressed feminine exhibits toxic masculinity as an overcompensation. And this is about balance. It's all about balance, right? This balance between your masculine and your feminine, your beer and your doer, your forgiver and your peacekeeper. Something about that, okay? I don't know. I don't know if this is the process that allows you to be open to receive these kinds of beautiful relationships, which makes sense because then there's no poisoning the well, right? In this state of forgiveness, it's just a more loving place. It's just a more loving place to receive. Like, say you have a all men, right? Because you are holding a grudge against every male that ever disrupted your life, right? And you've had, maybe say it was all men in your life. And then you reach a point and you're like, that's it. Men, they're done. I'm out, or I've had it, or, right? So forgiving the male species as a whole for the actions of a few, right? Something like that. So we can hold ourselves separate, hold ourselves apart, deny ourselves from engaging with non-toxic men, right? Yes. Something like that. Okay, so well then that makes perfect sense that after this transmission, transformation, this letting go, this learning how to forgive and doing it, right? This transformation, you come out one able to have beautiful relationships. Okay, what else do you have for us on that? Oh, I see. Getting to a point and receiving your wish. Okay, this is the balancing of the masculine and feminine within. And the receiving and becoming one able to receive in tandem. Okay, so this validates for me this idea of transforming into one open to receive beautiful, healthy relationships because of your balance and your ability to receive. Beautiful. Okay. What about it? What about it? Oh, it's a king of wands. Okay, you are somebody coming to you as part of this offer, as part of this wish, as part of this reflection of your transformation, your capacity to receive. The King of Wands is a passionate visionary who is balanced, right? We've got the masculine and the feminine lions here. We've got the devil and the angel symbols on the shoulder and the forward focused vision, right? And this compass. Connecting with the higher self and having that as the guide. Okay. What about that? what about that? Dedication. Okay, yes. Your dedication and focus has led to this transformation. This is part of the forgiveness process, is to recognize its role in our evolution, right? All those things that we need to forgive were lessons wrapped up in various packaging that were necessary for our growth, that were the friction that starts the match, the flame, right? The forgiveness that the diamond gives to the process it endured in becoming. How is the diamond going to sparkle and shine and live out the rest of its diamond days without forgiving everything that got it to its state, right? Which includes the heating, the cooling, the pressure, the process, and all components of it, all of them. That bully, that abuser, they're all playing a role to help strengthen your love. Beautiful. Your capacity to love. Oh, can I get a witness? Wow. Okay. Yes. Yes. Wowza. Wow. Wow. Okay. What did Arnold Schwarzenegger say when he looked at this reading? Wow. Something like that. Okay. What? Okay. Fast moving energy, this movement, this emergence, this weightlessness that you acquire when you release and forgive makes energy pick up fast. Okay, what a beautiful thing. We started with an 8, a segregated, blocked off 8, and we end with fast moving energy 8. So that's a double 8. Okay, let's get one more to balance up this reading. Thank you. Celebration time, come on. Okay, something about a collaboration. This is your spirit team cheering you on. I'm getting like the goal posts, right? When it's, you gotta shoot the ball through the posts. They're like, it's a goal. And we also have, beautiful, the compass here. This is your spirit team, your higher selves, and your focus and dedication and ability to receive that is moving you quickly along your pathway to love. Okay, to this gorgeousness that's happening here. So that's part of your legacy, because the generation that is going to inherit this new transformed shell that you are relocating into, it's only gonna have the good stuff, the sparkly stuff. Yes, something like that. Okay, let's get the fae to come in today. Okay, that one really wanted to give up. The singer of connection. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. 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 Put that over here by the fairy. The singer of connection. I opened up on 8, and it's the singer of courage, bravery, and moral strength. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 that what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awakening to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. Beautiful, 3232 on the timer. And that's the emergence, right? Gorgeous. Okay. The singer of connection, spiritual connection, karma, balance, and empathy. I told you it's all about balance. Okay. Through the power of this singer, all connections are made, held, and released as appropriate. Ah, oh, beautiful. Because we're releasing those connections, those harbored resentments and whatever grudges. We're releasing those, detaching us from those instances, circumstances, people, places, and things, right? And we are all connections are made, held, and released, right? And making, that's right, and making new connections that aren't based on suspicion, and right, where you're always kind of waiting for the shoe to drop or for the person to mess up. You're always looking for that ulterior motive or that whatever, and so your lens is skewed. This is another level of the poison of non-forgiveness, right? It starts to distort your vision and your ability to receive new friendships and relationships because you can't trust it, right? Because there's your internal system, your nervous system can't determine friend from foe. Okay. In a reading, this singer indicates the connection of things, especially reconnecting those that have been sundered. What does sundered mean? Separated? Maybe. It is unifying and reunifying. It tells us that we need to be aware of the connections between different aspects of the issue under discussion, as well as the connections between the people linked by it. We also may need to build more connections, a network of mutual support. The presence of the singer of connection in a reading indicates support and strength flowing through the connections between those involved. Beautiful. This energy, this capacity for love and beautiful partnerships. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let's get a couple animal oracles. Where is she? She's like, well, I'm not getting any attention and I can't jump on the table, so why bother? She's so cute. Cutest kitty in town. Okay. What is that? Why is the owl face up in here? And the snake. Earth and air. Look at balance. That's why the owl was upside down. For balance. Okay. Okay, what do we got? We got. Who, where, why, what, when, how. Who, where. Did I say where already? Where are ya? There's the peacock, the owl. Abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. Beautiful. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The owl, the white owl in this particular deck, is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. Beautiful. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on its way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When it rains, it pours. When in balance, generous, trusting, and secure. When out of balance, money quarrels and scarcity, and to bring into balance an offering. Beautiful. This is the transformation. This is the old that you are leaving and the new that you are perceiving. Ooh. Okay, and we got the snake, guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is the symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things, and to bring into balance Kundalini yoga and meditation. Wowza. Beautiful. Confirmations. Okay, and what? And a kitty card. See how we talked about how cute Wings is. It's ridiculous. Like, I like cats. Okay. Oh, I found this thing. Speaking of cats, at the thrift store. It's a cat, but it's got all the cats on it. Look at this one. Leopard, a lion. Is that a paw? I thought it was all the cats, all the different cats, right? And so I bought it, but then when I looked at it further, I saw that there was a zebra. And I was like, what? Oh yeah, this one. Cool, hey? So I Googled it, and it's from the company Levi, and it's from the Safari series, and they're collectible apparently because this decoupage like print of the safari animals, it's different on each one, different lay, right? So people collect them. But I just thought as like a totem of feline, right? And then also horse and also horse. And I don't know if this kind of looks a little like a giraffe right there. The front and the legs. Back legs, maybe it's the back. Right? Anyways. And that's how I end up with a bunch of crap, okay? One person's crap is another person's treasure. I don't know. Okay, back to the kitties. Let's see. Who's gonna come out? Oh! The cutest kitties in town. Okay, look at this balance. Look at them. Cuddles and synchronicity. Beautiful. Meet Fluff. She is patiently waiting for you to stop your super important get it done task and give her lots of love. She assures you that her fur is a cloud of softness that will melt all your thoughts away. Little Fluff is all about savoring the experience of being alive in your body. Time to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect to the lush, tactile world instead. Stretch like a cat until you quiver. Feel the air on your skin and the earth under your paws. Earth and air. Cuddle in with this kitty and feel her purrs awaken your heart. Beautiful. This is part of that self-care being period, right? Where you're resting, where you're stretching, where you're purring, where you're taking a break from the gotta get everything done, right? I gotta do, and just be gorgeous and adorable. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's that one. And then synchronicity. Meet Lexi. She passed into our world through a divine nexus of a series of unlikely events. She arrives at the precise moment when she is needed most. As if answering a silent prayer, she appears with a perfect and sweet antidote to all our fears and struggles. You will not know when she is coming, but when she arrives, your heart will open, the air will sparkle, and your world will awaken with new life. Coincidence? Maybe. A beautiful mystery? Certainly. Watch for her paw prints as they glimmer and meander through your life. This is about flowing, right? When you are going, make sure you are flowing and you will arrive. You will be called to. You will be in the right place at the right time to make the connections, to find the gorgeous, and to throw all of your love at it. Take it, take my love. Okay, let's get one of these love cards. See how good at love we are getting with ourselves. We got one. Gratitude. Beautiful. Me, you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you, okay? Transform your resentments and grudges through forgiveness into gratitude. Because remember, gratitude is the fuel of the love train, right? Gratitude is what gets things moving in your favor. So, forgive and flow. Forgive and flow. Yes! Is that it? Charms? Some charms? Okay, charms. We got lots of charms coming here. Okay. Whoa. Speaking of all the cats in the world, we got a cheetah and a lion right here. Boom, bada bing. And a wish. Okay, and your transformation because of your dedication. Beautiful. Beautiful. And your balance. Look at this. Masculine, feminine. Gorgeous, right? And your protection. This is the amethyst spider, creating a circle, a bubble of light around you, your dedication to your process, to your transformation, to your healing, and to your protection, energetic protection. Okay, look, confirmation of this fast moving energy. We've got a train, right? And it's headed to gorgeousness. Okay, and then over here, we've got you're leading yourself straight towards your most royal era ever. Yes, gorgeous. This is what your ancestors, look at the wheel, right? This motif of the compass and the wheel. Beautiful, right? You are the steerer of your own ship. Look at this work. Something, what's going on here? Perspective. Looking out of, that's the right eye, which is your masculine side, and this is the feminine, so the work on your balance. To receive. Look at this. What are you receiving here? Well behaved. Oh, sorry. Here. Well behaved women rarely make history. Okay. This is you breaking the mold. Literally. Look at this. Boom. With your dedication to self and your focus, your determination, and your ability to balance. Beautiful. Yes, this is how you receive your wishes and beautiful relationships, love, balance, more balance here. right? This is the water buffalo, masculine, feminine, sturdy, grounded, stable, unyielding, quality, and more luck. Okay? This is what you're learning how to receive. This is what's coming to you. This is gorgeous. Oh, something about your dreams coming true. Okay? Wow. That's all of it. That's a lot going on there. But trust your transformation process, your dedication, your knowing. Okay? Because wow. Because wow. Hold on and enjoy the ride, right? It's time. Um, that's that beautiful balance. Again, with the surfing, the balance between being out there waiting for the right wave, right? Sometimes you got to let a few pass. Nope, not that one. And then this is the one, right? You're just sitting there waiting, you're floating, and then time to pop up, time for action, time to paddle, right? Catch it, jump on top of it, and ride it. This is what's happening, and it's going to be gorgeous. Okay? Beautiful. Love and appreciate you, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.